what happened during the BOC meeting? Nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened basically. So, well, okay, they actually held monetary policy unchanged, okay, meaning interest rate will be held at 0.25%, okay. Quantitative easing will proceed as with previous month, okay, at the pace of 2 billion Canadian dollars per week, okay. So if we were to look at the monetary policy statement, okay, first paragraph tells you that, they held interest rate unchanged, okay, and QE is being maintained at the pace of 2 billion per week, okay. So nothing much really, but in the statement, okay, they actually highlighted, they actually sort of like give a explanation to why the Q2 GDP, okay, economic growth back in Q2 was negative, okay. So over here in Canada, GDP contracted by about 1% in the second quarter, okay, weaker than anticipated in the bank's July's monetary policy report. I think back in July, they actually forecasted something like a 2% growth for Q2, okay, but it turns out to be negative 1%, okay. So this largely reflects the contraction in exports due in part to supply chain disruption, especially in the auto sector. Okay, so they actually sort of like, in a way, I would say, address what happened during the second quarter. Because to be honest, the market was actually expecting Q2 to be a strong quarter for Canada, right? Unfortunately, things turns out to be, bad because of the supply chain disruption. Okay, so that's one point, all right? Second point is interest rates, okay? So they didn't really comment much on interest rate, but, they were just highlighting the same thing that they've been highlighting for the past few meetings, that they will continue to hold interest rate at its effective lower bound, which is at the moment 0.25%, okay, until the 2% inflation target is sustainably achieved. So I guess by now, you guys, are probably used to the whole central bankers repeating themselves, saying that, we want to see inflation to be sustainable and not just a transitory 1 or 2 months or maybe 3 or 4 months kind of a spike, and then that's it, right? They want it to be sustainable, at their target, whatever it is, be it the range of 2 to 3% or 2%, depending on the individual central banks, okay? So interest rate is going to remain unchanged until the 2% target has been met sustainably, okay? I wouldn't say when will it happen, okay? When does the Bank of Canada projects this scenario to take place, okay? Second half of 2022, which is next year, soon, right? So with this, okay, personally, I feel that the Bank of Canada, although, recently the rise of cases and the negative GDP growth back in Q2 is kind of like not very nice for the Canadian economy, okay? But personally, I still feel that the Bank of Canada is one of the major central banks out there that is making very good progress, okay, in terms of monetary policy, right? So, keep in mind that they have already tapered 3 times, okay? The first time being last year, okay? 2 more times this year, okay? Once in April, once in July, okay? So 1 billion Canadian dollars per week were tapered during these 3 sessions, okay? These 3 rounds. So if this pace were to go on, then, we can expect QE to come to a halt, okay, come to a stop in probably 2 more rounds of tapering, right? And we have like still 4 months, 3 months to go, okay? So, it's still possible that by the end of this year, okay, at least, 1 round of tapering may take place, okay, by the Bank of Canada, okay? So, second half of 2022, inflation were to hit the 2% target sustainably, okay, it's I would say it's a good timeline. In fact, during their next meeting, the Bank of Canada will actually be releasing their economic projections. So, if Canada managed to contain this whole, suppress this whole COVID cases down back to, prior to June kind of number, kind of a figure, then it is likely that the central bank will be revising their economic forecast and inflation forecast higher, right? So yeah, but that will be next meeting. I will keep you guys updated on what to pay attention to, what to take note of, for the next meeting. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I would just like to remind you guys that the ECB, okay, the last monetary policy meeting for this week, okay, the ECB will be announcing their decision at 19:45 GMT plus 8 later on. And there's also a press conference at 20:30 GMT plus 8. Okay. So, if you guys haven't catch the the prep video that we have created yesterday, yeah, just head over to the YouTube channel, okay, and get yourself prepared for ECB. All right.